life won't give you what you want until you let go of what you have. And it goes as follows. Life has a funny way of testing our resolve. We all have dreams, aspirations, and a desire to achieve more than what we currently have. But there's a catch. Life won't hand you what you want until you let go of what you have. The comfort of your current situation, no matter how unsatisfying, is the very anchor holding you back. Many of us clutch onto our familiar routines, the safety net of good enough, and the comfort zones that shield us from the pain of real change. We complain about wanting more, yet cling to the very things that keep us stuck. If you're not willing to sacrifice your comfort today, then don't expect to find the life you want tomorrow. Imagine you're holding onto a rope, dangling above a new opportunity that requires your full commitment. That rope represents everything you're used to, your habits, your excuses, your fears. You can't grasp what's ahead without first letting go. It's a terrifying prospect. The fear of falling, of failing, of not knowing if you'll make it to the other side. But that's the reality of transformation. It's not a matter of if you can do it. It's a matter if you're willing to pay the price. The path to success is paved with the bricks of your sacrifices, your late nights, your early mornings, and those uncomfortable moments when you're staring your doubts right in the face. Life rewards those who are willing to endure the discomfort of letting go. And then I say, letting go doesn't mean abandoning everything or recklessly diving into the unknown. It's about assessing what no longer serves you, what holds you back, and what keeps you playing small. You have to ask yourself, what am I holding on to that is costing me the life I want? For some, it might be a job that pays the bills but suffocates their passion. For others, it might be a toxic relationship that provides comfort but no growth. Or maybe it's a mindset, a story you told yourself for years that this is all there is. It's these silent, often invisible chains that keep you from stepping onto a bigger, bolder version of yourself. The first step is to confront the discomfort of change. Most people fail because they never truly commit. They have a backup plan, an escape route, a way to avoid the full impact of their decisions. But if you keep a safety net, you'll never jump far enough. You have to burn the boats, as the saying goes, and commit to moving forward with no way back. Success doesn't come to those who try. It comes to those who do, who let go of every shred of comfort and familiarity and put everything on the line for what they believe in. It's about becoming obsessed with your vision, so much so that nothing else matters. In the end, life won't give you what you want until you're willing to trade in what you have. It's a brutal, uncomfortable truth. If you want to become someone else, you have to stop being who you are today. It's the price of admission for the life you want to live. So ask yourself, what are you willing to let go of to get what you truly want? Until you're ready to release your grip on the past, the familiar, the easy, you'll be standing in the exact same spot, wondering why nothing ever changes. Let go, take the leap, and trust that on the other side of discomfort lies everything you've ever dreamed of. And then I wrote for the guys, be honest with yourselves and share. What are you struggling with giving up right now in your lives? It's a good reminder of how not to get stuck into place, being comfortable with the steady paycheck, maybe comfortable with the girlfriend you're in a relationship you're not happy with. Just in general, holding on to the past, the familiar is what clouds the future for a lot of guys. The issue is because it's familiar, it feels comfortable. And because it feels comfortable, you have no sense of urgency. And because you have no sense of urgency, you don't need to act. And you don't act, you don't change anything around you. It's a vicious loop that everybody's living through day to day in their lives. Because where you got to now took work. And then you settled in. You had to work to get to where you are today, guys. Every single person here, the point at which you have arrived today took work. 5 years ago, you may have wished to be in this position. Some of us don't realize that the gains we're making steadily over the years are hard to really look back on until you look in totality, years of work. It's hard to notice in the day-to-day grind. You just kind of float through life and you're like, man, nothing's really changing until you step back and look 5 years ago. That things are completely different. You've made progress, even though sometimes it feels like you're standing still. So every one of us has examples of how we stepped out, were bold, took risks, and it paid off. And yet, despite having these personal examples, they're so abstract when it's looking into the future of trying a new idea. Why is it that you can't dream big and dare to change your life in a transformative way? Why do some guys struggle to let go of what they have now when they already have proof of concept from the past? Every one of us has experienced tremendous amount of growth in their lives at one point or another, and it involved quite a bit of pain, letting go of who you were, the position you were in, whoever you were in love with, and that's when you were rewarded with the most from life. So why not repeat the process? It's a simple step-by-step that you do. It's constantly stepping out of your comfort zone day to day. It's being 1% better than you were yesterday. It's pushing yourself to be consistent. This is what leads to the massive gains day in and day out. You may not see them but they are happening. Just as the position you're in today, it's hard for you to even fathom 5 years from now if you were to do this every single day. So before I get in a mean ass rant, somebody wants to share about something that they're afraid of letting go today that's maybe hampering their potential in the future. If anybody wants to
Video
share.
games.
Video games. Okay, well, give me more on that. Share something you're brutally honest about it. Because video games, it's easy to say, but like, what about them specific? What's the
I
psychological
feel I
anchor there?
honestly, I feel like I'm growing. Like when I play video games, like I play them to essentially become a more idealized, better version of myself. Like I envision myself being the person that I'm playing as. But in reality, when I turn it off, it gets frustrating and it gets me upset because I'm not this person. Like I'm not the soldier that I'm playing as. I'm not the race car driver. I'm not the survivor in the video game. I'm not the person that gets all these different assets and cars and, racing games and all that stuff. I'm not that person. It's just, how should I put it?
An
It's a
escape.
facade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep, that's it. And that's why, but then I'm like, I'm gonna get rid of it. But then essentially I go back to it. I'm like, well, maybe 2 hours today. Maybe I'll just play for 2 hours. But I'm like, no, I have to go on that walk. I'm like, well, maybe I'll play when I come back. But I'm like, it doesn't serve me anything. It's just a big fat waste of my time, essentially. Mhm.
So if you know this is happening, what's causing you to, okay, tomorrow is going to be the same conversation in your head. Why do you fail again at this like particular instance of, I know what I'm doing and I'm doing it anyway. So that comfort there, what's really about that psychologically that you want to live out in a video game, but not live out in real life? Like, what is the deeper side of that? Have you ever
Uh,
delved that deep?
One of two things I believe. I'm scared. One, scared to actually branch out there, and two, the way I was raised, like certain instances where I could have grown as a person. Like for example, there was one where my coworker, because I'm 23, 24 tomorrow. I'm gonna be 24, and I still live with my parents, but I keep hearing all these different stories from people that I come across and their lives seem interesting or they've had experiences that have allowed them to grow as a person. I don't have any experiences noticeable like that. It's always my parents are like, well, come home at a certain time. Don't do this, don't do that. Oh, you're at your cousin's house. Yeah, we know, but we want you at home. Well, like, why do you want me home? There's no particular reason why they want me at home. It's just we want you here. I'm like, okay, well, why can't I do track and field in my high school? I didn't play any sports. Well, because we pay for the bus and we want you to get on the bus to go home. I was like, okay, well, my cousins are on the track team. Like they're saying this will be a good experience for me to join some clubs. They're like, we could join one club and they have to meet one time a week only, every single month. I was like, okay, that's not much of a life, if I'm being very honest. So it's part of my parents because I will tie this around. Going back to my coworker, he was looking for a roommate and he asked me, he was like, my lease is gonna be up and the rents are going up. I could use a roommate. You want a room with me? I was like, sure. How much is it? He's like, for you, it'll be like 600, 700. I was like, all right. Come up to my dad and I tell my parents, I was like, I think it's time I move out, see what it's like to live on my own. My coworker's a decent guy and he won't bother me. My dad's like, are you sure? I don't think you're ready yet. Like it's better if you accept the blessing that you have, stay with me and your mom. And when you're ready, then you move out. It's been a repeating cycle and I feel stuck in the same, monotonous routine every single day.
Okay. And the fear, the fear you were speaking about earlier, what are the fears that you have when you're trying to branch out and do these things or try to turn your life into a video game instead of playing the actual video game? What is the fear exactly? What are the first things that come to mind?
That it won't, that it'll be for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. That's what it is. Like because I've come across and others, my coworkers and everything, guys who I've worked with, they're like, I've done this with my life, so and so, and worked at X job. And it's like I wasted all of these years, 20 plus, that I will never get back. And I'm like, and I'm getting older, and it goes to the situation of like, I fear the future, like what's gonna happen to the world because like, am I putting my time into the right thing for me to grow? Am I going to do this and then it becomes nothing later on? Like it's for naught. Like I just wasted all that time devoting myself to this and it didn't bear me any fruit. That's number one. Like I just waste everything and I
Okay.
put all my effort into it and it was for nothing.
And the alternative, though, you ever asked yourself, like, okay, the alternative is I play video games and
One
I'm guaranteed to waste everything away, pretty much. Like I will waste away.
1000%.
Right. So that compare. Okay.
1000%.
So if you've made the comparison and you know playing video games is a guaranteed waste, and even if you tried in real life to replicate all the things you're playing, but you had a 1% success rate, isn't that even better than 100% failure guaranteed playing video games? So wouldn't that in your mind automatically go, okay, well, this is now worth it then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I take small steps. I walk every day. I train, every so often. It's not every single day, but every few days here and there. I try my best here and there.
How dependent are you on your parents right now?
Very,
Very.
very.
Do you
Yeah,
actually
very.
need them, or do you just like having that safety net? Could you leave right now if you wanted?
I can't. I live with, well, I'm in my second year of my electrician apprenticeship. So I have two more, no, this year just started. I have 2 more years to become a journeyman wireman. So
Excellent.
I'm
Congratulations.
living with them to finish.
So you have a path. Dude, first of all, let's stop with the fear. You're already doing the video game thing. You're about to be a journeyman electrician. Fucking amazing. You're 2 years away from finishing that. Your life will completely change in 2 years. You have to switch into this line of thinking. I have 2 years where I get to do essentially whatever I want while I'm going to school. I'm not paying rent and I don't have to go to work and bust out 8+ hours like you would when you're finally an electrician. Now is the time. You have 2 solid years of eating clean, working out, getting your mind right, aligning mind, body, spirit, like I keep telling you. This is now, think of it like this. I got 2 free years to get all my ducks in a row before I start my life. That's essentially where you're at right now. Because it's not like you don't have a plan. You're not a failure. You're not doing anything wrong right now. You're just biding time. 2 weeks. You're in a great position. Family's helping you out while you become an electrician. Fucking A. That's good. Stop talking negative about yourself. The fear is unfounded because you're already progressing. You're already doing the thing. The video games is the thing that you have to stop right now because it's eating away at the limited 2 years of free time you have, where this is on easy mode right now. You have all the time in the world to go work out, to go do multiple workouts a day, to eat clean. All this shit right now is on easy mode for you before you start your job, where you get an actual job with real responsibilities and bills to pay and all that other shit, right? So why waste the limited 2 years you have to fucking 100% fail playing video games? You got 2 years to transform yourself. That's an insane amount of time. Guys here in the channels have already, like in the Discords, the prior ones, and even here on school, have lost tremendous weight in like 6 months alone. And the amount of time that you have after school is basically how much free time do you have every day, hour-wise? How much would you?
Stupid amounts.
Bro. That just, to me, that just sounds like I got literally, I could be working out all day, eating clean all day, learning other, like hobbies all day. What are video games teaching you? And what are video games doing to your body? Nothing. You're fucking wasting away. For what? And where's the fear coming from now? Right? You got 2 years. Is that the anxiety? Is it like, oh shit, I'm about to leave the nest egg in 2 years? Like, better enjoy it while I can? Does that crossed your mind?
Yeah. 2 years, shit gets real after 2 years. Like you got to figure something out. Because I think of, to be blunt, I also, it gets worse. No, I just put it into perspective. I'm like, shit's gonna get worse for you. Like you could either train 50% of the time, or not even. Like, let's be realistic. Let's be less than that. You could either train about 30% of the time and dedicate 70% of your time to your phone, YouTube, video games. You could dedicate the rest of your time to this and waste your life away, or you could give 100% in total to your training and working out.
Fuck all that. Look at how you're framing this. I got 2 years before shit gets difficult. You have 2 years before you're free, before your life begins. Dude, you're framing this in a negative manner before you've even gotten there. This is an opportunity. This is positive what's happening. This isn't negative. You're wasting away right now. Right now, it's the shitty moment. right now. Like you have to wait 2 fucking years for your life to start. That's how you should be framing this. Like, bro, the fact that you're wasting away right now should piss you off. Like, this is the worst moment in your life. 2 years from now, when you're earning a check and you're graduated and you're making real fucking money and you're standing alone, independent in your own place, that's life beginning for you. That's progress. That's when the excitement comes. That's when you're going to have your own disposable income to live, to go do shit. Right now, you're stuck. Right now is the hellish period. This is when you should be building up your mind, your body, all that. Because you have nothing right now. It's not negative. Yeah, you have 2 years. Bro, it's not getting harder. It's getting easier in the future. It's hardest now when you're dependent on family and you're stuck and they basically control all aspects of your life in a sense. And you're very limited in what you can do and you have no income. And then you're choosing cope in a sense because you've already in your mind concocted a negative outcome of 2 years. I'm going to be, oh God, so much worse. Slave, no time to do anything, blah, blah, blah. Like you've already concocted an entire negative story that's already weighing you down. And then you're using video games to cope for the eventual negativity that is to come. Instead of framing it in your mind like, holy fuck, how exciting is this that I get to not waste money on rent, can stay with my family for 2 more years while I become a fucking electrician in a sick-ass trade where I'm going to be able to take my skills all over the United States and eventually be past the journeyman, have my own company, hiring my own electricians under me in the future. Like your life is just beginning. It's hell now. It sucks now. Video games are fucking boring now. Can you imagine your life when you are past being a journeyman? You're already a maestro in your line of work. You got 2-3 young guys under you. You're making a fucking killing, owning a business. Isn't that more exciting than these fucking video games you're playing? Like your framing. Yes. Yeah, of course, bro. It's your framing. First and foremost, step back just a second. Like slap yourself upside the head. I can't see into the future. How the fuck am I already going to judge it in a negative fashion? Stupid. Stop. Right? Tell yourself that. Stop. It makes no logical sense. It's not even rational whatsoever. All you know is this. You're in school, you will graduate, and there will be a job. And this job pays an X amount. You already know the band of low to high end. So at the very least, you're going to be making this and potentially up into the upper band. That's all you know. That's all the information you have. And that's the reality of the situation. Anything else is conjecture and you're making it up. It's bullshit. It's emotional. It's like a female way of thinking. Cut it out. You have no information about what the future is going to be like and what hard is. That's you concocting bullshit in your mind. Okay. If you need to use the video games that you're using, does the protagonist you're playing think like that? Is he negative on himself? Or does he have nothing but self-confidence? He sees the best in the situation. He fucking overcomes all odds, all the heroic qualities that you're playing. Why don't you apply that shit to your own life? Your life is the game that you're building right now. Would you want to play a character that's like, fuck, it's going to get so hard soon, and I don't know if I can do this, and it's like doubting himself, right, while he's reloading his gun, like, fuck, what if it jams on me and I get killed? Like, there's no time for that shit when you're building yourself up as a man. It doesn't even make sense to be thinking that way because it doesn't help you in the present moment. So understand your mind is playing a trick on you. It's even irrelevant where you picked up this kind of mentality. It may be from family. It may be from friends, and who knows where this was injected into your mind, but understand that it has no value in your life in the present moment. All it can do is hinder you and hold you back, and really be cognizant of when you're doing this. So you need to sit, man, after the call and really retool the way you've imagined your future. It's like what we talk about in the book. You're crystallizing an image of your future that's very fucking negative, and you're going to hate being an electrician. You're going to hate the hours you're working. You're going to hate and be nervous leaving your parents because you concocted like a doom scenario already, which is not rooted in any reality. It's delusional. If you're going to engage in delusion, why not make it positive? Why not imagine yourself the successful business owner with 10 fucking employees under and making millions of dollars with a hot wife, and you got all the fucking dream cars you've ever wanted? Because why couldn't you get there? Give me a reason why you couldn't succeed there right now in your mind. Like, give me a reason, because you would need to be concocting some delusional hypothetical for me to counter what I just said. The same way you're concocting like a delusional hypothetical negative scenario in 2 years, because we have nothing to base it in reality as. But if you're going to engage in negative thinking, why? Just engage in positive thinking. All the same. The outcome is the same. You're either going to feel better or worse. It's all an emotion you're eliciting a response for. So why not think positive, bro? Tell me again, what will life look like 2 years from now when you get a job and you start making some real fucking money as opposed to today?
Way better.
Exactly. Start building on the way better. Dude, pull the string. What does way better mean for you personally? You don't have to say it out loud, but think about that. My life will be way better. Really meditate on that. What the fuck does way better mean for me personally? Way better could mean I get a car and I'm independent. I could go where I want. Way better means I may not have to ask my dad for money. I could help my family out for once and be the man of the house. Way better can be a million other things in your life. Way better matters to you. In what way? When you start to understand those, you're now building the why that we talk about. Now you understand why this is so important to you, because it'll make you feel way better. In what ways? Now you're going to start, getting that juice going, the emotional flow of wanting to get better every single day, wanting to approach the next 2 years. You can't wait. You should be counting down. Fuck, man, 2 more years, 2 more years. And just like Xing days off the calendar like my life is about to start. You should be getting excited.
You can make it even simpler. How can you make today better? And just
Mm-hmm.
how can today be better? And then do those things today and then build up a little bit of momentum and then, do a bit of journaling or a bit of thinking and really think then like what Bo's talking about.
Yeah.
You're
And
thinking
imagine this. And imagine it though. Like as you're doing this little daily exercise of how you can make today better, really imagine the future though, in the end state that you could potentially be in. Use that to elicit the emotional excitement you need to carry you through the day today. Right? Like you should be daydreaming into the future, seeing your perfect life and letting that carry you through the day today. Life sucks. Didn't get good sleep. Oh, well, I'm excited for the future. Oh, well, didn't sleep. I'm super tired. Still going to the gym, still going on my walk, still eating clean. Why? Because the life that awaits me is going to be amazing. I can't wait to get there. Every day should be an exciting day, or I should at least feel that way because of what you're daydreaming in your mind. But instead, you know what you're daydreaming? Negativity. The next 2 years, oh, fuck, hell is going to happen in 2 years. And now what are you doing? Subconsciously, you're wasting away. Fuck, what's the point? It's what you said, right? What's the point of working on myself? Because the next 2 years are going to be hell. My life turns upside down. Oh, God, it's going to get so much worse. That is seeping into your daily behavior and routines. And that's what you're noticing because it's zapping your motivation to even begin training like an animal, eating super clean. What's the point? Fuck, the next 2 years are going to be horrible. It's like this all stems from that initial thought. And then subconsciously, you will begin behaving in that manner. It's a perfect example of that. So thank you for sharing. Hopefully this illuminates a little bit for you. And
No, yes, sir. I appreciate you giving me, brutally honest feedback. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
It's out of love, dude. I used to be similar, before I got exposure therapy is what helped me. The thing that I did was accidental. I was super nervous to talk to girls. I was super nervous to go out clubbing. I was more of an introvert, I would consider myself. Like the fact that I'm on camera doing this shit right now with who I was in high school is mind blowing. I used to be nervous to do group presentations and shit like that in front of the class. And if you could imagine that, despite the fact that I fucking talk people's ears off today, I only got better through exposure therapy because I completely changed my life after being a hermit. I went to California and I had a friend that was very outgoing. He's the exact opposite of what I was. I was introverted. I like to stay in. I like to play video games. I don't want to be exposed to the world. Everything's too scary. It's all the unknown. I don't know if I'll do good. I had the same little negative mentality until I started being exposed by force. I didn't even have a choice. It was like, bro, we're all going out and you're coming with us. You're not staying in the fucking house. And so I was forced to meet people, forced to learn how to talk, forced to feel good, hang out in a club, drinking with everybody, kickbacks, forced to learn to talk to women, forced to do so many of these things. And it got to the point that I was numb to the feeling, to the anxiety that I would have. Now I could go to a club, especially back then when we used to go multiple times a week. It didn't even elicit an emotional response. I mean, talking to a woman elicited no emotional response, no matter how pretty she was. I was completely numb to the feeling because I've done it too many times. Understand that that's a little process in your brain that you could replicate too, exposure therapy. So that feeling you have of what's the point, or I'm too nervous, or I'll fail, understand that it goes away as you keep attempting shit and failing, right? The fear of failure diminishes as you keep failing. It's so counterintuitive, but that's how it works. Imagine this. The guy that's a skydive instructor can skydive out of the plane half asleep. That dude has skydived thousands of times. His heart rate probably doesn't even get up anymore. But the person that's strapped to him that paid $500 to go skydive and that's their first time, they experience an adrenaline dump. Their fucking hearts are going crazy. They're looking crazy on camera when they're taking the pictures as they're free falling. And then the skydiver is just like, trying his hardest to crack a smile because it's his 10,000th jump. And he's like, another Tuesday, bro. I can't wait to get coffee in like an hour. And, he's like looking at the airplane. He's like, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. And and it's just a normal day for him because of exposure therapy. That's the same process you have to undergo. You haven't failed enough, which is why you fear failure. But once you fail a million times, you'll understand it's nothing to fear at all. It's nothing to worry about. Oh, it's just a normal process of life. So look to fail. Change your relationship with failure, with that fear of like, yeah, dude, I need to be failing because how else am I going to learn? Switch it in your brain. Like, I need to fail in order to learn. That's how I look at things. When I try things, I automatically know failure is on the horizon. Anything new I ever attempt, I'll have big failures, small failures, and failures in between. I can't even see what could go wrong, but I know a bunch is going to go wrong as I'm wiggling my way trying to figure stuff out. I consider that fun. That's a fun part of the process. Nobody has a straight shot to success, dude. Nobody steps in the gym and you know exactly what you need to do, exactly how to eat. Everybody's doing it perfectly and consistently, and like they're on their way to their dream body perfectly, all within the allotted time they give themselves. That's bullshit. That's not how life works in anything whatsoever. Whatever you're chasing, everything's going to be difficult, dude. Everything. But that's normal. Nothing to fear. It's like, okay, here's some roadblocks. Amazing. What do I get to learn this time? Cool. Because once you go on a journey, the easy parts are the ones you forget. You only remember the failures because that's where you learn the most. I can only tell you stories of when I failed because half the time I don't even remember, for example, going out to clubs, talking to girls. I don't remember half the times it was successful because it was boring. It's not anything to remember. It's like, oh, wow, that was great. Betted a chick. Cool story. Next. It was the painful moments I got rejected or stumbled on my words and got made fun of or acted like a total buffoon or talked my way out of sex or God knows what. It's like those are the ones that stick with you because that's where you learn. And all the other ones that succeeded, you forget because it's like, oh shit, went according to plan. Next, your brain doesn't even remember that. It is a necessary function of success for you to fail. So your relationship with failure must change. I'm excited to try something new. I'm going to stumble here and there and I'll fail, but you're not the failure. You simply failed at a certain aspect of what you're doing. Cool story. Pick yourself up and keep going. You'll be better next time. Your video games, again, another analogy for you to use. When you're playing a brand new video game, you fucking suck at it. You undergo a series of failures while you're learning the buttons. You're looking like a moron. How do I jump? Where's the fucking gas? How do I shoot? Where's the scope? How do I change weapons? That's a series of failures. That's how you're getting better. You're literally learning on the spot, failing. How many times did you get killed trying to figure out how to swap into a fucking gun or pick up something? A bunch of times in the games. A bunch, bro. That's normal. You didn't throw the fucking game away and go, oh, this is stupid. I suck at this game. Your mentality went to like, oh yeah, fuck, that's how I picked that up. Oh yeah, that's how I swap into that gun. Oh, that's how I quick scope. Okay, cool. Next time. Boom. That's the attitude you need to have for life. It's not end game on anything, bro. It's just a small, minute part of the process for you getting better. So treat life, since you play video games, treat life like that. Use that analogy. That's all failure is, bro. You're just learning the buttons. That's it. It doesn't define you.
I do have a question. Going back to the prompt, the topic that you put in the school community of letting go of your old life to get into your new life. Does that include the habits of, like everything else, like get rid of the time wasting, the porn, the bad food, the video games, all that stuff that's included in there as well? That's what
the habits are exactly what make you who you are today. Your habits are the sum of where you are right now. It's all of that. Everything you just said, the video games, the porn, the getting up late, the inconsistent workouts, all that is why you are exactly where you are right now. So when we say letting go, it is the habits. The habits make the man. It's that simple. And don't think of them just as the material possessions, like letting go of what we have, like your video games or, whatever it is, right? The safety of your parents, the house, blah, blah, blah. We're not talking material possessions. Letting go of what you have is all your habit. That's what you really have and carry with you. Who you are. It's letting go of who you are really and becoming the next person. Because you can't really have a transformative experience if you're still the same person, right? Everybody who's considered themselves transformed or went through a massive growth phase, they'll tell you that they're nothing like they used to be. And that's what they're talking about, their habit. They've changed their habits completely. And once your habits change, you become a new person. Because I can take you right now. You're the same exact person, dude. Same height, same body type, weight, all that shit, everything. And I just install, like I've been saying in the previous videos, a fucking video game controller, a jack right into your brain, and I control you and make you do different shit throughout the day. If I make you do enough of these things over a long span of, say, a year or two, by the time we get to a year or two and I compare me playing into your brain versus what you're doing right now to be two completely different people. or outcomes in life. But it's the same man. I didn't change anything. I didn't give you a fucking crazy jawline. I didn't give you a six pack. I didn't make you fucking 5 feet taller. I didn't give you attributes you don't already currently have. All I did was change habits, behaviors. That's it. Imagine you're a fucking video game dude and you jack yourself into your brain, and that's it. Start playing the game. And those are the habits.
Understood.
Dude. Yeah.
Or imagine somebody else is playing the game and how boring your life is to them.
Yeah, they're fucking you.
Imagine Poe's playing it.
Yeah. Imagine someone's jacked in your brain just fucking you up. Like, I'm going to make him sit on the couch all day today. Fuck that. He ain't doing shit. You know? No. Let's go jack into another video game so he can sit there on his ass. And then let's give him some Cheetos too. And let's give him some other bad food. Someone's fucking you up, bro. They're de-leveling you. Like, there's someone else de-leveling.
Farm at this point.
Yeah, like they're de-farming your character. Feel like that.
Shit, that sounds like hell on earth. Oh, my bad. That sounds like hell on earth.
Yeah. Well, imagine that's what you're doing. You're living hell on earth right now. The future is exciting.
Hold on,
Everybody
let me
else.
write that.
Yeah. Good. That was a good light bulb moment.
Yeah, I put like outside of working because I feel like I work too much. It's sticking to a routine such as running, exercising, diet, not drinking. I just fall after about like 2 weeks. I'll do like well, and then like 2 weeks, I'm like, oh, I'm good. Or I'm like, oh, I just gotta get a lot of work done, and then I'll just push that off to the wayside. And once I get the work done, which I learned that never actually does get done, because it's just that's what succeeding is. It's growth. But I just always fail to forego my body for my mind, I guess.
Yeah.
Work.
It's finding balance. So I had a similar problem with that too. When I was running my business, I was sacrificing my body for the success, for the money, for the business. And I started feeling, burnout, and it's real. Burnout can happen if you don't achieve balance. So you got to think of it. You got to retool this in your mind as well, and think of it like, if I don't find balance and take time off for myself, I will burn out and destroy my business that I'm working so hard for. So it's not even like you're wasting, because I know what you're doing in your head. You're comparing like time working out versus time on the business. Everything else is a waste of time automatically when you compare it to the business. But you have to think of it like, I need this time off. It's more important, or I will fail at functioning at my peak for my business. I'm literally failing my business if I don't go work out and I eat clean, and my body feels better. My mind has clearer thoughts. I make better business decisions. I have more light bulb moments. All of this is like a cascading effect. Once you understand that there's an importance here that you can't see downstream, you'll never take another day off from eating clean or going to the gym, because it's costing you valuable ideas. That could be the next $1 million one for your business right now. And that's how you have to see it. You build the importance up, because it's like, fuck, if I don't eat clean and go work out and my mind is in a fog, then I may not have the idea I need to succeed. I may not see that thing. There's opportunity all around you, and you're fogging it by not keeping a clear head. Think of it that way. You need to optimize for the meat vehicle. Dude, the machine needs to run at peak, or else you're leaving money on the table. That's in business terms. If you don't go work out, you're leaving money on the table potentially. And that's what hurts the most as a business owner.